This was Congress just a few hours ago. I mean, a day ago, but that's what I mean by a few hours. This is Jewish Voice for Peace. I read their statement the other day, but so this is almost entirely Jews in occupying the Capitol building here in the United States of America. And these are Jews against the genocide, against the apartheid state, and as am I. And here they are. Let me play this video for you of them occupying the Capitol. They've got signs that say ceasefire. They've got signs saying peace, calling for ceasefire. But as you can see, people are waking up to the reality around the world that what Israel's doing is not okay. It is not defending itself. You cannot defend yourself by bombing children and innocent people. That is not defending itself. People are waking up to this brutality, to this genocide. And as you can see, hundreds occupied the Capitol. I want to bring you some more of what they said, what Jewish Voice for Peace said about that moment inside our nation's capital. They said today 500 Jews were arrested. So it was more than that, but that was the number that were arrested, because normally police, and I've been to that Capitol many times, I've protested there, police will give multiple warnings. They'll say, we're going to arrest you if you remain. If you still remain, we're going to arrest you. And they keep reminding people that if they'd like to leave. So I'm sure some left because they didn't feel like donating their time to the state that moment. But many of them stayed and said, we're not leaving this Capitol building until there is a ceasefire in Israel, ceasefire by Israel. And of course, the United States could do that. The United States could cause that. The United States could demand a ceasefire, and Israel would have to abide, not least of which, because not the least reason wouldn't, I'm phrasing this poorly, but not least of which, because however you guys rephrase it and send me an email with it, because the U.S. could just cut off the billions in aid, just like boop, done. But of course, that's perhaps the smallest reason that Israel will do anything the United States says. Jewish Voice for Peace says 500 Jews were arrested and 10,000 took to the streets to support and to demand a ceasefire and an end to Palestinian genocide. We shut down Congress to draw mass attention to the U.S. complicity in Israel's ongoing oppression of Palestinians. But our work isn't done. We can and will stop genocide in Gaza, but this horrific situation was only possible because of the groundwork laid by the Israeli state over 75 years ago. This horrific situation. Is that what I said? And yeah, this is all the harm that Israel has done as an apartheid state has led up to this. This didn't start yesterday, as I've said many times about the proxy war in Ukraine. It didn't start yesterday. You need to learn the history. You need to know what went on years ago to lay the groundwork for this. Jewish Voice for Peace continues. Since 1948, the Israeli government built a system of apartheid and illegal occupation. Just as we demand an end to genocide in Gaza, we must put the same effort into dismantling the systems of Zionism, apartheid, and colonialism that brought us to this moment. The only way to peace and safety for everyone is through ensuring justice and equality for everyone. That means standing in solidarity with Palestinians. It means building a world beyond Zionism. It means creating systems of safety through solidarity. Will you join us? And if you want to join Jewish Voice for Peace, you can look them up online. They have a website and all that good stuff. They'd be pretty remiss if they still didn't have a website at this point. And I do not believe you have to be Jewish to join up with Jewish Voice for Peace and help their mission. But anyway, that's the occupation of the Capitol that just went on. Eventually, 500 people were arrested in order to stop that occupation, in order to allow a genocide to continue, in order to shut up those voices so that genocide can continue.